Welcome to the Chop Team. I'm your host, Seth the Dart Child.
I'm your host, twinsinc.
Our show is about two guys and any friends that happen to come over with a topic that we want to chop up.
This is our Barbershop style podcast. We discuss it all. If the fellas at the shop will go in on it, we will. Let's chop it up.
So, once again, patriarchy, the whole thing? Okay. Well, lately, recently I was brought to the conclusion that some young ladies, some women's, have a desire to destroy the patriarchy. So my question to everyone is, if you destroy the patriarchy, what exactly are you going to replace it with? What's your plan there? Before we go any further, I just want to define patriarchy so we'll be level set. Per Google, because all the information in the universe is, of course, on Google. Patriarchy, a system of society or government in which the father or eldest male is head of the family and descent is traced through the male line. Definition 2, a system of society or government in which men hold the power and women are largely excluded from it. And 3, just basically a society and community organized on patriarchal lines. I'm sorry, just to be clear, when I say patriarchy, that means men, us, peoples like us. So,
so Seth Dark Child. So, okay. Where did this conversation come from? Like, what made you think about this to even have this conversation?
Okay, so recently I was in the car with my son, a friend, and her daughter, 17-year-old daughter. My son is 15, and the conversation began with sexual gender pronouns and stuff.
Okay. So
I'm listening to a 17-year-old girl explain the difference between transsexual, bisexual, pansexual. I'm up there like this. None of this makes sense.
Okay.
But she happened to roll around to somewhere halfway through one of her explanations where the sentence specifically was, once we destroy the patriarchy. And my brain said, wait, destroy the patriarchy?
How does she even know about that?
Yeah, once again, I don't know, and I'll tell you why I don't know.
All right, okay.
So, now bear in mind, this whole conversation, I'm quiet, which is
uncommon,
because I have an opinion on everything. And so I'm listening to this conversation go on for about 5 minutes, 6 minutes, and they're loud, and I'm just driving. Even at one point, my son even called me on it. He was like, y'all know Dad ain't said nothing. I just chuckled a little bit.
At this moment, they knew they messed up.
So, but when she said destroy the patriarchy, I asked a simple question. What exactly is the patriarchy? And everybody in the car shut me down. Did not want to hear what I had to say.
But did anyone explain to you in their own personal thought what it meant to them?
No. And once again, had they did it, I would have basically exposed the ignorance of the statement in the first place.
Dang, that's why I wanted to know if they said it.
No, but because I knew it was coming from a place of ignorance.
Okay.
And I get tired of being in that teaching mode. But as the new phrase in the manosphere is, I choose violence. I no longer what?
Disclaimer, ladies and gentlemen. When he says choose violence, men been told, married men in long-term relationships been told, keep the peace. Yes. Well, public announcement, fellas, we're no longer keeping the peace.
No.
So meaning that at times where you will bite your tongue and not say nothing because you don't want to get to an argument, nah. Bite your tongue. No, don't bite your tongue. Say what you got to say. Get it off your chest.
Blow it up.
Blow it up. Because the thing is this, and don't forget what you're going to say. The thing is this. The problem is that we men, we want to keep the peace all the time, right? So a lot of things we don't say, and the stuff pile up on us 100 times. So the one time we do say something, explode, the woman looking at us like, what's wrong? It's only happened one time. But in our head, it done happened a million times, but I never said everything a million times. So the one time I do say something, I'm going off the top of my head, and she looking at me like, what's wrong with you? It's not that serious. It's not that serious because I've been told, keep the peace. Nah, today I'm choosing violence. So when I say choose violence, no, I'm not biting my tongue no more. I'm telling you exactly how I feel. Continue, Seth the Dark Child.
You want to say something, bro?
No, go ahead.
Okay.
I'm loving this story. I want you to continue.
Oh, yeah. So, but that's it. At this point in my life, I choose violence. This is not domestic violence. This is not physical violence.
Facts.
This is, I will confront what I think is wrong. I will voice my opinion about societal situations and issues that I feel is wrong, and I'm prepared to verbally defend my position. So if you're not prepared to defend your position, you might not want to say it in front of me, because I choose violence across the board. Your grandmama, your granddaddy, your auntie, no one's safe from me correcting your ignorance. Okay? So, so with that, when I opened my mouth and I was like, so what is the patriarchy? Bruh, the whole car, even my son was like, oh, Lord.
Then he just stopped like,
yeah, he was like, they didn't want to hear it.
Hell was about to break loose.
Yeah, but, because I didn't finish the thought with them, of course, I thought about it. I got a couple of drinks. I got my Xbox, because I think very well with drinks and Xbox, my mind is in a whole nother place. So,
well, I mean, that's because you're in your state of mind of peace and relax, man. Okay. You're enjoying your moment, and your mind is running like crazy right now, right?
Okay. You know what? That's a whole nother. But I'm saying I don't think women a lot of people think you lame. Sidebar conversation. But a lot of people think that men that play video games are lames and geeks and all that. Y'all don't understand that the world is so messed up. Most men need a retreat.
Message.
And that retreat for me is video games.
Right.
I wish it was working out, because I could definitely use some more of that. But I retreat into video games. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But because when I fully engage with the world, y'all don't like it. Y'all are wrong. This world is wrong. But it's been in our best interest to shut up and go along to get along.
Especially as black men.
Especially as black men. And I see this. I'm still on the replace page. I'm still got it. But I see this as this. When you go along to get along, especially around black women, they automatic, because you've been going along to get along, you look like it's an anomaly when you do voice your opinion. You ain't never said nothing about it before. I know. Right. I was stupid to not say nothing about it before.
I was trying to keep the peace.
I'm choosing violence from here on out. Okay? I'm confronting you in your ignorance from here on out. If it involves me being single for the rest of my life, you know what? God got that plan for me. It is what it is.
And just think about this, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies, think about this. Ladies in your relationship with men, marriage, whatever. Think about this. What we're saying right now. There's men out there right now who've been keeping the peace for years. Mm-hmm. Keeping the peace for years. So when you have that moment talking about, I'm tired, I'm done, we've been tired and done for the longest. We just been keeping the peace all this time.
All this time.
So what we speaking now is actual facts. Like, your man over there is frustrated.
Very.
When he walks away, don't say nothing, go to the gym, leave the house, he is trying to maintain it all and keep it level set. Right. Because we've been trying to keep the peace. But guess what? Keeping the peace is not beneficial for men across the board. Right. Of course, black men, but across the board, keeping the peace have not been beneficial at all. Because it seems like, I get it, and I don't like it, but everybody wants to say, "Oh, women, they're emotional." I don't care. That's a lack of accountability. We won't fall on our crutch. Because guess what? Everyone has feelings. I don't care how you handle your feelings, but that's a complete crutch when you fall on talking about, well, women, we're just so emotional. That's completely crutch.
Yep.
Because men, we don't have that. We don't have the option as being men to be emotional. We don't have that. We cannot. Matter of fact, if we was an emotional man, a lot of us men would be single, or we'll be in that friend zone.
Wait.
Car guy, XYZ guy.
A lot of us are in the friend zone.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But anyway, you know
I know. My bad. Sidebar. Okay, let's bring it back to.
Bring it back.
Once again, because we could keep. All of these are valid conversations. We could go down this path and have a legit video about this every day in long week. But you know what? Back to the replacement of the patriarchy.
What does that look like?
Well, see, that's my question.
I don't know if anybody knows.
And you know what? You wanted to hold on. How about this? Because I went back and asked my son later, as a sidebar comes, which he did not want to have the conversation with. But I'm looking at the blue pill. It's like a blue boil that got to be lanced, son. I gotta get this boil off of you because you can't walk around with this poison in you. Mm-hmm. So I said, son, you do realize that when they say destroy the patriarchy, when women say destroy the patriarchy, as a really bottom of the barrel topic, they're talking about men, son. That's us. They want to destroy us. That's what destroy the patriarchy. It is. It's not a system that they're trying to destroy. They're trying to take the power from men. For who? Themselves? So my question is this: this is what I see. The patriarchy, a system of government designed by men, benefiting women get most of the benefits of this society. The washing machine was made by men for you. The dishwasher was made by men for you. Vacuums were made by men for you. All right? We big houses. Let's be real. If I could have the sex I wanted to have with a female and live in an apartment with 4 other brothers,
In a shack.
in a 1-bedroom apartment with 4 other brothers, where would all of us live?
In a shack.
You think I would buy a nice car when I know a beater car would get me from point A to B? All I need is a radio
or a truck.
Exactly.
Or a truck.
So all of this is for you, but what I told my son, I said, and if you want to destroy the patriarchy, think of it like this. What if I gave you my paycheck and my checkbook and walked off? Gave it to you. You haven't earned it. You don't know how to pay the bills. You know how to manage the bill, but you just don't want me telling you what to do and how to spend money. Here's money. Go spend it. How long before we homeless and ain't got nothing to eat? Because you ain't prepared to take it. There's no plan to replace me. You haven't been trained to replace me. You haven't educated your mind to replace me. You just want it. Okay, so what's your plan, ladies? What's your plan? If you get the patriarchy destroyed, what do y'all think happens next? I mean,
I really want to know what they was going. Oh man, I really wish they had said. You should have been quiet a little bit longer to see what they had to say.
You said because they said so everybody can be happy. Well, let's try to examine that a little bit.
Okay,
let's try to break that down a little bit. So everybody can be happy, which to me states that they feel like everyone is not happy. So who's not happy? Are we talking about the women? Are we talking about these other genders? Whatever. There's only 2 genders. You okay?
No. There's 3.
Oh, okay.
Every once in a while, you get a hermaphrodite.
Right. You're very true. Very true. So split in the middle. I get you.
So low number though.
No. Right. I'm gonna tell you about what I told him about that.
Okay.
Good. I didn't talk too much.
Go ahead.
I don't want to.
So to me, it signifies they're not happy because they're not in control.
Okay.
You know, and we can kind of attack that, and we can probably talk about this all day.
Yes,
you know, what does it look like when women are in control? Women are in control of the world. Look. I don't know what that looks like, but I have experience.
Prison, school system. Keep going, sorry.
I don't. There is no politically correct way to say this, but I don't like the way that looks. You know, I'm sure the opposite side would debate where men have been in control all this time. All we have is wars and this and this and that. But there's been a lot of progression over time, right? Mm-hmm. Now we might have not been alive to witness it, obviously, other than the last 40 years or so. Mm-hmm. But there has been progression. Now, would you say that women would progress better under women? That have yet to be seen, and I don't know if I want to see it. Just based off
let
of...
me ask you another question.
Sure.
When you say you don't want to see it, do you not want to see it because you don't like where it's already here? Or do you not want to see it because as a man, you don't care to see that?
Well, examples. I'm about to get deep on y'all.
Here we go.
All right. So, as things have changed over the last 30, 40 years since we've been alive, and women have gotten more power, right? Not to say they don't deserve some and be treated fairly, blase, blase, but this Me Too movement, the way that, you know, and you can argue whether you agree with homosexuality and all this and all of that. I'm not going to debate your beliefs with you on that. But how it's being welcomed into society. Now, I would say over the last even 10 years, we've got more gender identities and all types of confusion going on. And to me, that's feminine. I mean, you know, it's feminine, right? It's pushed by feminism and, you know, at this point, even with the whole canceling culture, right? We can go into that. To me, that's feminine, okay? You know, I mean, I was just actually listening to an article about Bill Cosby. You know, what happened to him, you know? I mean, if he was Caucasian, he would have walked more than likely, you know? But nevertheless, basically everything that we're seeing, in my opinion, that, you know, to me is destroying the world we live in, right? Now you can't even... I can't even express my belief or the fact that I may not agree with homosexuality. Okay? Now, mind you, you know, my religious beliefs, you know, I think is wrong. Do I think, you know, I should love those people? Yes, and treat them like human beings, so on and so forth, but I don't have to agree with it. But you got folks out here that'll get canceled, lose their jobs and everything based on their beliefs. And we're not talking about bigot, you know, they're racist or anything like that. They just don't believe in it. You know, they're getting canceled. It's feminine. You know what I mean? You know, even personally, if I were to let my woman run the house, okay, in just my small world, she would spend all the money up on frivolous things, clothes, shoes, things that don't appreciate.
Question. Do you think she would do that because she's a woman or because you have evidence, visual evidence and experience of her doing that kind of stuff?
Not just because she's a woman, but because I've seen it.
Oh, so you have
you know
evidence.
what I mean? Yeah, I've got evidence.
Okay.
This is real life stuff here. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, and this is just not this particular woman. I'm talking about
every
woman I've dealt with. Now, there is the occasional one that, you know, that does, you know, the exception,
right?
Right?
Exception.
Right? But by and large, you know, you know, maybe it's the way they're raised. They're accustomed to this or that, but they don't have even the willpower. I'm talking about they will spend the last dime. Okay, you got a nice car, right? You don't need another car, but you're going to buy another car and put yourself in more debt just because you want another car.
That's like college.
Right?
Well, I would like to... I'm sorry.
Or clothes, or a pair of shoes, or whatever the case may be. You spend your last.
Yep. And the reason...
no planning for the future.
And the point is, it's not about willpower, though. I don't want to say... I only want to call that because they have the willpower. They have spent years destroying society. You don't do that if you ain't determined to do something. They just use their powers for evil. I've said that before, and I'll keep saying it. As a group, they use their powers for evil. They have the will. They just got it focused.
Wrong direction, huh?
Yeah, in my opinion. So, you know, once again, all of us can go down the road to specific instances where we've watched and experienced something like that. But let's be 100%. You want to do... I'm back on the macro topic, destroy the patriarchy. So, how many of your soldiers in the military are male?
Most of them.
So I probably say like 80%.
80?
If not higher.
And how many people actually fighting, not just support personnel?
Probably 90.
Like 95, 98%
right.
are men.
Right.
So we're going to need y'all to step up another 90+%. You want to replace us? I don't think I should fight for a system that wants to destroy me. So you fight. I mean, how many of the dudes in the nuclear silos are women? How many people down there are women in the nuclear silos? Probably the same percentage, right?
Yep.
Oh, submarines. Oh, wait. How about just simply laying asphalt, picking up trash?
Firefighters.
police officers. I mean, you want to destroy the patriarchy, so you want to make it a matriarch. You want to take the power. You ain't did nothing to earn the power. You just want to take it. And you want me to give it to you without you doing anything to prove you can handle it. Is that what it sounds? Is that what it means when they say destroy the patriarchy?
I don't know. And I don't know if this is my place or not, but maybe we should have one on one day and find out.
I'm begging.
Oh man, they be we have one sometime, but they be just what about the men? Men this, men that.
This is an open question because.
But yes, for ladies and gentlemen, if any ladies are listening and want to jump in this conversation, trust me, it will be respectful. We definitely want to hear your point of view, your side of view, but please come with an argument. Don't come with your feelings. Mm-hmm. I feel this, I feel that. If you work in corporate America, tell somebody you feel something will not work. If you work in corporate America and you have a situation, let's say HR situation, and you go into the room with the person and you're explaining your story, and you say, I feel, I think, you're gonna look like a fool because the world doesn't work off feelings. It's based on fact. What can you prove? Right. What is your evidence? What time, where? What evidence do you have to prove that this person did X, Y, Z? Mm-hmm. Not how you feel. So if you work in corporate America, you will understand that. We all work in corporate America and we know about that conversation with somebody. I feel, I think this. Don't work. Mm-hmm. Bring your facts. Bring things that has, experience. So we'd love to have you if you listen, but continue. Because, honestly, as far as everyone being happy, it's everyone's happy besides the men. Let's be, I'm going to call it what it is. Because men are not happy.
Does this mean that we get to stay home? And
no, we don't.
I'm down with that. You know what? Let me.
Go ahead.
Like the level set.
Level set it.
The Constitution of the United States. No, was it the Constitution or the Declaration of Independence?
Okay.
What did it say? It don't. Nothing about it promises happiness.
The pursuit of happiness.
There you go. Life, liberty, in the pursuit. You can chase happiness, but you can't enforce happiness because there's no way to do that.
Listen, I'll tell you there's another thing here too, and this is a sidebar, right?
Mm-hmm.
We all know about the Bible, right?
Yes.
And in the Bible it said men love their wives, right?
Yep.
I actually read through that scripture again. It never says women love their husbands.
They don't.
So I'm like, wow.
I might have to go into there because
I
read the Bible before.
But look that up.
The Bible red pill as hell.
But I'm saying, but regardless, but the point I'm trying to make is this. Men are taught that they must do X, Y, Z, right? Mm-hmm. We are from young age. We must love our wives, X, Y, Z. But it's biblical, right? For all my Christians out there, and it is Sunday. For my Christians out there, it's in the Bible. It states that. It doesn't say that women need to love their husbands.
Well,
if that's the case, I'm like, shoot, then hold up. Then why I'm with you then? Listen, listen, as a man, I know I can't get unconditional love from a woman. But then, can I get basic love?
Right.
Well,
can I get basic love?
No, you can't.
Right. So, if I knew what I know now, I might be in a different situation. Well, but anyway, that's sidebar. Bring it back.
Yeah. Well, no. I just want to, you know that overthinking everything. Let me explain that to you.
Go ahead, break it down, brother.
Bible. Okay.
Break it down.
Real talk. This is how it was explained to me, and I accepted as truth. The Bible was red pill. The Bible understood more about female nature than we do today.
Okay.
The fact that we moved away from the Bible, that the whole world is less religious, is why we have women doing this in America right now. Because in any society that is actually a very religious society, they don't let women have freedoms. They curtail women's freedoms.
But it also is very structured.
Exactly.
It's not brown and wild.
And it's a reason for that. Because when we let women do what they want to do, when we give them something they don't earn, they're personally, once again, it was explained to me, their natural inclination is destruction. They tear up anything they have full control over. Over time, they destroy it because they haven't earned it and they are children at heart. But let me explain to you about the part about the Bible. Once again, what it was explained to me. Men love their wives because men can't create life. Right?
Right.
So men have to love things outside, external to themselves.
Okay.
AKA men love their countries. men love their sports teams.
Okay.
Men love their wives. Men love their children.
Mm-hmm.
Because we can't create it. So
Right.
for us to feel that connection of love, we have to be willing to give it to someone else.
Okay.
Women, on the other hand, can create life. And if you ever look at women, you'll notice that the only thing women truly love are what come out of their bodies. Their children. Women love their children.
Unconditionally.
And that's why mothers do all kind of crazy stuff for their kids. And when the woman has a boy or a girl, they love them kids. You would hope your wife loves you half as much as she loves her
Now,
son.
the way it's supposed to be, according to the Bible, is woman's supposed to honor God first, then husband second, then the children. Because of the reality of it, and I've had this conversation before. End of the day, when you marry a man, you guys are supposed to be partners for life. Those kids that you raise, you're supposed to love them and take care of them, but they're going to go branch out and they're going to go on and they're going to live their own lives and create their own families.
Facts.
But you see sometimes where the father or the mother takes the kid's side or whatever the case. Now, obviously, I don't agree with abuse and things like that, but I'm going to tell you a personal story. My father's going through right now with my brother and his shenanigans. My mother, he's a grown-ass man. He's, excuse my language, but he's 36 years old, not doing what he needs to do,
going on 13.
living at home.
Oh.
You know what I mean? So my dad is tired of it, you know, tired of babying him, right?
Right.
But it's causing a rift between my mother and father because she's going to bat for my brother, you know, against my father, so to speak. Right?
Oh.
So, end of the day, you know.
They got tension now.
But
Right.
you already explained it.
Exactly.
No, you just explained it.
Yeah.
What did the Bible say about honor? Say that one more time.
Yeah, you're supposed to honor God first, then your husband second.
Then your kids.
And then your kids.
Okay.
That's the way it goes.
No, the point that you explained is this. It isn't about them honoring them in the Bible spelled it out because they knew what women would do if you let them do what they wanted to do. The Bible told you what you had to do because if it didn't tell you what you had to do, if you did what you want to do, it would do what you just described. The Bible those people who wrote the Bible thousands of years ago, they knew. They were red pill as hell. Tell me, I mean.
But you have a point there when you said when the world, when America, let's take care. When America has gone away from religion and schools and everything else, that's why everything's falling apart. Listen, for all you people out there, ladies and gentlemen, men and women, and you have kids, if you really care about your kids, do you? 20, I think it's 22 and 23 school year, they're going to introduce sexual education to our kids, right?
Reintroduce it. 'Cause I had it.
Well, no. Well, no. The new stuff that's going on now in the world. Not the stuff
crazy stuff.
The crazy stuff.
You can choose your gender and stuff like that. That's crazy.
And the crazy part about it is this: it's up to the teachers' transgression, whatever, as far as how detailed, how whatever they want to show the kids. So imagine if you have a teacher who's in the LGBT community, what are they going to show the kids? Fully of the stream what they believe in, what their mindset is. And then the parents right now, we don't have the right unless we do full-time homeschooling with our kids. But do you think that as men sit around and say, hey, you know what we can do?
Let's teach our kids this.
No.
Absolutely not.
That's not something that men...
Absolutely not.
So that give you an example of what happened when you have women in control.
When you dismantle the patriarchy, you get this confusion and ridiculousness.
This is Sodom and Gomorrah here. Like, you know, because we're heading that way. You know, it's so confusing now. To be honest with you, I try to ignore it. But, you know, when you have kids and growing up and stuff, you worry about these things. You know, imagine what I would do if my son came home and said, you know, I'm going to be a different gender. You know, I'm not. I would
listen.
Lock myself in a room and go cry real quick on the low, you know, but...
No. I'm choosing violence. Let's sit down and talk about this. And I ain't going to stop talking to you. You're going to be so sick of me, you're going to stay a boy just to shut me up.
Listen, it's crazy because on my other show I have, The Real Deal versus How You Feel podcast with Miss I Speak Live, we had this topic about this. And the conversation blew up, right? Because a guest came on the show. The app is called Stereo, but anybody can listen to the show and chime in. But a person came in and say that you shouldn't shame your kids if they want to identify themselves as a boy or girl or whatever, right?
I'm ashamed.
So my rebuttal was this. I said, as long as the kids are in my house, he's going to be a boy. Mm-hmm. She going to be a girl. When they turn 18, at that point, if that's what they want to do, that's up to them. Will it hurt my feelings a little bit? It may, but at that point, they grown. They're not going to come back to daddy and say, Daddy, why you let me do this? Now I'm regretting this. Now I want to kill myself, right? Regardless, that's their opportunity. But the point I'm trying to make is this. You can tell you that a 6-year-old can tell me that they're a boy or a girl or they identify as this. If that's the case, can that 6-year-old go and get a job right now? Mm-hmm. Can that someone cook food for themselves? Can they pay some bills around here? But we want to give our kids all these powers, but their kids want to wipe their ass right. Come on now. You can't do, what's 5 times 25? 30. Really? But it's okay for them to identify as a boy or a girl. That's the problem that I have.
Yep. End of the day, you know, for me the issue is this, right? We can discipline them, they don't want you to really discipline them.
Can you touch kids anyway?
Well,
yeah, but the police can though.
Not in my house though. You know,
right.
They killing us left and right.
Right.
So we're gonna teach them the way here. But you know, living here in Atlanta, right? The Mecca, right?
ATL, shorty.
So, you know, I got a chance to really see it, how this is really over the last, I would say since 90, how it's progressively changed. Mm-hmm. Okay, you see it rapidly here, so you really see it. You can't go out without seeing it in your face.
Right.
It's a lot of confusion. It's a lot of sin. You know, and this is just my opinion personally. If you don't agree with it, that's fine. Take it or leave it. But it's wrong. You know, everybody wants to be a Christian when it's convenient, right? But it specifically spells it out in the Bible, right? This is not new. This is not new under the sun.
Facts.
They've been doing this a long, long time, well before we, you know, we've been here. But it's been wrong. You know, a man should not lay with a man, a woman should not lay with a woman. There's 2 genders. There's a man and a woman. You know, it's just that simple to me. Now, for me, if you got somebody or a neighbor or a friend of a friend or even a family member that they choose to live in sin, I'll still love them, right? Mm-hmm. But I don't have to agree with them, and I don't have to, you know, I'm damn sure not going to tell my kids it's okay.
I'm not going to a pride parade either.
Right, I'm done, you know. Now, that's fine. You know, I have, you know, I'm sure Deuce here can testify to this. I've got friends and associates from all walks of life. I'd be straight, gay, whatever. In my wedding, I had a couple of, you know,
all of them.
gay people. Yeah, they were gay. We had some suspects, but we had some ones that were, you know, they were gay. That's fine. That's perfectly fine.
Had a good time, though.
Few of them, you know, were surprised that I was so open and still wanted to be friends because they were gay. End of the day, I don't care about what you do personally in your life.
Nope.
You sleep with whom you want to. That's your business.
Facts.
Just don't push that on me.
Facts.
I make it very clear, you know, that I love women. You know what I mean? So, you know, just that. We can be friends or be, you know. Mm-hmm. But anyway, you know, but at the same time, I can still be friends with you, but feel what you're doing is wrong. And feel like that lifestyle is wrong. Now, they're opening it up to where kids can, like you said, they can choose. Come on now. You know, now, I mean, I think it's ludicrous that we're even having this conversation.
Why are they attacking our kids?
Right.
Well,
you know, so, I mean, at the end of the day, you know, people are going to do what they're going to do. Mm-hmm. You know, I taught my son from a young age to like women, to look at women. We gawk at women. Okay, you can say what you want to say about it. I just want to make sure that he's playing for the right team, you know.
I'm choosing. Listen, I want to add on to that. I took my son to Hoodoo yesterday.
Hey.
Let's appreciate these wings.
Hold on. He's 17, right?
16, 15. He'll be 16.
Okay.
Right, perfect time.
But the point isn't that I wanted him to see naked women. The point is that don't be ashamed. Listen, it's on display.
Right.
I'm choosing violence now. We've talked about it. I'm no longer acting gay like I don't see a nice butt that's displayed. If your cleavage is all out, I'm going to admire your cleavage. I'm not. You know what?
You were actually hiding it.
Hey, bro. You know what? Me and my boy were laughing about it because he was. I told him. I said I felt like I was having a heart attack because I was trying to keep from looking so hard one time. My head was shaking. I felt a pain in my shoulder. He was like, "I know, bro. My neck was straight." I had. You know, the point being is this, right? I've said this a couple weeks ago, and I'm gonna keep saying it. I'm choosing violence in this. If you want to display your assets on the street, I am going to look at your assets on the street. The only concession is that it's not my place to say nothing or approach you. I'm not going to do that. And if I do approach you, I'm going to approach you respectfully.
There you go.
But at the same time, if it's nice, I'm going to look at it because it's nice and I like to see it. If you put on, and I'm going to say this, tights. Tights aren't for everybody.
Oh, not for everybody.
So if I can see the W that says you a woman when you walking towards me, and is that the nice?
Yes, that's perfect. We got it.
If I can see the W that says you're a woman walking towards me, then I'm going to respect and admire, and I mean like this, because I want you to feel bad. So I'm gonna be like, yo, I'm gonna walk off, but you're gonna know that dude just looked at my W. Yes, he did. You don't want me to look at it? Put on a skirt. I'm good with you wearing skirts. I'm good with you wearing dresses. Enjoy it. I don't need to see your uterus. But if you're going to show it to me, well,
look.
I am going to look. I'm going, if your nipple showing through your shirt, can I say nipple on this?
You said it already, but yes.
If I can see but if I can see that through your shirt in the middle of the street, then I'm going to be like, that is a nice nipple. I'm not going to walk up to you and be like, hey, girl, go put your shirt on. I'm not doing that no more because society is at this point, I could get in trouble for telling you that.
Sounds like the late great Patrice O'Neal, if you guys are familiar.
Oh, yes. Rest in peace.
Of course, we know.
We know very well.
Harassment Day.
Exactly. But that's, man, I'm not trying to say it's right or wrong. I'm like, yo, if you don't want people, I'm not teaching my son to be gay. Son, don't acknowledge the fact that you saw a woman that you found.
But the crazy is,
because they don't want to get mad.
And listen, it's a shame. Well, it's not a shame, really, because that's what men should be doing anyway. You should be taking your son to Hooters and places like that. You know what I'm saying? But it's funny because if you don't, as a father, if you don't make sure you teach your son to be manly, strong, all that stuff, and you go out into this world and deal with these women, and let's say you get rejected, whatever. The first thing the woman would say to him, "Oh, what's wrong with you? You must be LGBT." Yes,
How you gonna throw me under the bus for doing something when I'm actively trying to accommodate you?
Right.
And your act, man, listen.
Right. We're raising the son that y'all need, so y'all ain't be single in these streets, right?
I already started planting the seeds. When I was a kid, I don't know about you guys. My dad used to take us to the grocery store, or the mall, and we would sit on the back of the trunk on the car and just watch girls walk by. Just watch girls.
Train you early.
Look at that onion, right? So we got to appreciate the woman early. He just wanted to make sure. You know what I mean? Now, with my son, I had a conversation earlier today. We spoke about, women, how to deal with women, speak to women, not to touch women inappropriately, things like that.
See, we're respectful here.
Yeah,
But,
totally respectful.
and I also gave him the speech about don't get married till you're 40. Ingrain that in him while you're 7. Don't consider it. I said don't consider it till you're 40. Well, that'll give him enough life experience.
Maybe. When she got to change your diaper, you might want to
consider. But at that point, I'm trying to get him to the point where he's old enough mature enough where he's had enough life experience. Because by 40, you should know.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
you should know. You'd have dealt with enough of them. And by 40, because I was at 30 when I started, and I was
27.
Ready. Yeah, I wasn't ready. So I said 40. Trust me, you're going to have enough life experience, or your friends or partners are definitely going to have enough life experience, because I didn't have these type of conversations then.
No.
When I met mine,
we was fresh.
We was fresh. I met it because of you, and I followed you. I'm blaming you. You know what I mean?
Listen to that. I'm blaming you.
I own it. I got to own it. I didn't know.
I met my, my boogie man at his wedding. You know what I mean? Boogie woman.
Oh, no. Boogie person.
Boogie person. Right. So, I was like, but my old ball and chain, it drugged me to the bottom of the ocean at your wedding. So, anyway, but we can get all off topic, but I'll let you guys take it over.
Ain't no arguments that, Twins, you want to jump on this, or you want me to keep riding?
At the end of the day, destroying, what's it?
The patriarchy.
Yeah, destroying that is a no-go. If we destroy that, then this shit's gonna hit the fan. It's just that simple. At the end of the day, you need to have structure. I don't care what it is. You're always gonna need a head. Mm-hmm. You're gonna need a leader, a president, a king, and then everybody gonna fall in place. Everyone can't do the same thing. Everyone cannot do the same thing. There has to be structure. If we was building a house right now, and as a guy, men, we know we got to start the foundation first. Mm-hmm. But the woman, you want to start the roof. How does that make any sense? Okay, so you built the roof outside. Now, how do you get the roof off the ground on top of the house?
Or even better, you want to 14 by 14 bathroom and a 28 by 28 closet, but your kitchen is a hot plate.
I'm gonna take this left. I'm
just saying,
so,
like,
destroying is not the answer.
No,
right?
not at all.
We're talking about improving it, especially in the black community, because we all know what happened in the 80s. You know, as far as shipping our black men to prisons and pretty much destroying the black family altogether.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
nuclear family.
You know, as far as in our community, the patriarchy is a little fractured. It's still trying to recover because they've systematically, you know, destroyed it. You know, so we had kids raising kids, and now we got all these young folks out here that don't know how to be fathers because they weren't raised with a father.
Nope.
And you know, so
girls actively choosing to be single parents,
right?
Instead
You
of
know,
wives.
women standards are so low, they're chasing these young men with their pants hanging down around their butts, not demanding more of them, and you know, so just kids making kids. So our community is in shambles. Now, if anything, you know, that conversation in your car should have been how to strengthen the patriarchy or the black man. Or the foundation, because that's what we are.
I was taking it down the rabbit hole.
There you go. So, you know, if anything, because that's what we need to be really doing. You know what I mean? I was actually having a conversation, and I promise I'll try to bring it back. Whereas, and this is one of my Caucasian associates / friends, you know, they don't really understand it, right? You know, they look at the stats of, you know, they try to say that crime and black communities and so on and so forth. It's really not so much black people or criminals like they try to portray us to be. What it is it's poverty.
Yes.
Okay? But you got to say, why are we impoverished? We're impoverished because from slavery, as we built our own, they always tore it up or destroyed it.
Say it again.
And then they put obstacles in our place so that we couldn't have, right?
You know what? Hey, let's put
save
a
that
pin
for
in
another
that
one.
No,
Gotcha.
after we finish this one, let's do that.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, because we can spend an hour on that.
All right.
All
Well,
day.
ladies and gentlemen,
Let's put a pin in. I mean, I like that topic.
Right.
Let me get
let's
my little
close it
point
out.
But we put a pin in that because we should
All right.
talk about that next.
all right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning into the Chop Team with Quest Boogie and Seth the Dark Child. Follow us on IG, The Chop Team, YouTube, The Chop Team, Twitter, The Chop Team. Email us at thechopteam@gmail.com. For questions, concerns, comments, dislikes, or dislikes, whatever it may be. Any guests, please reach out to us, and we'll be glad to get back to y'all. Thanks for tuning in. We out for this episode.
Peace.